something here is not a part of your midterm. Okay, so it will come after midterm, but it is not a part of your midterm. Okay, so it will be a part of your end term. Okay, so now in subnetting you may have already seen it, that you're dividing the networks into two parts, three parts, four parts by fixing some binary bits. Okay,
Sir,
so yes, yes.
sir, what is the syllabus for midterm?
Midterm syllabus till module 2. Okay, so whatever is covered in the class plus your self-study topic till module 2. Okay, so everything is covered in the class till module 2. Now, okay, so before going into the details of the ranges, okay, so I'll derive the range part of subnet as well. So you may have seen about class A addresses, class B addresses, class C addresses. So I'll come to it with just some basics. Okay, so the prerequisite to it is you should know about uh, binary to decimal conversion and decimal to binary. Okay, so I hope you already know about this particular part. You can easily convert decimal to binary number and binary to decimal number. Okay, so if you do not know, if basically it was actually you have to convert a binary to decimal number. So this is simple notation that is referred to as 8421 method. And if you write like I say that what is this number? Okay, so you can easily say wherever it is 1, so take this number 8. Now here it is 1, so take as 4 plus 4, and here it is 1. So in decimal it will be your 13 number. Okay, so that is the easy way to convert any number. Okay, so you can, this particular thing is 2 raised to power 0, 2 raised to power 1, 2 raised to power 2, 2 raised to power 3, 2 raised to power anything. Okay, so whatever is the number, you can extend this to 2 raised to power anything. Okay, so now see this particular point. So one of the most important point that one bit, if there is a one bit, what are the possible combination of this one bit? It is either 0 or 1. Okay, so you absolutely know that. If there are two bits, how many possible combinations are here? It will either be 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, or 1. Okay, so you already know it. With three bits, how many combinations are possible? 8 combinations are possible. One now combination is this: 0 0 1, 2 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so now suppose I take this example, 2 bit. Okay, so in this particular case, it's basic. I just want to tell you that will be very useful in deriving the ranges. Okay, so now if you see about this particular part, if I say, if I choose one bit, this is very important. If I want you to ask the question, if I choose or fix one bit, how many parts I can divide? I can divide. I can how many parts I can divide? I can divide the numbers. Okay, so I can say that divide the total combinations. Okay, so choosing one bit means, suppose I've choose this particular one bit. Okay, so with choosing one bit, I am able to divide into two parts. Okay, so first part it contains 0 0, and the next part it contains 1 1. Okay, so understand this point. If I choose one bit, I'm able to divide the whole space. This is also referred to as whole space or total combination. I'm able to divide this whole space into two parts. Two parts mean in one part there is 0 0 starting first the first bit of the first part. This is your second part. The first, such that the two parts is divided in such a way that the first bit of the first part contains 0 0, and the first bit of the second part contains 0. Okay, so in the similar way, if I take this similar example and extend it to 3 bits. Okay, so what is 3 bits? 0 0 0. This I think 0 1 1. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So now if I again say the same thing, that if I choose one bit, how many parts I can divide this whole space? I can again divide this whole space into two parts. Okay. The first bit of the first part will contain zeros, and the first bit of the second part will also contains 1 at the first bit. Okay. So it is already understood. Now, if I choose two bits, if I choose again, if I choose the next part, or I'll say if I choose 2 bits. Okay, so I'm saying that I am dividing again. Now this is already divided into two parts actually. Now I'm concerned with I'm fixing this bit. Okay, so in this part I'm fixing this bit. Now how many parts again I am able to divide it? I am again able to divide this into two parts. The first part of the second bit will contain 0 0, and first uh, the second part of the second bit contain 1 1. In the similar way, if I fix this bit, again I'm able to divide this into two parts. The first for the third part of the third part, uh, in third part the second bit is 0 0, and in fourth part the second bit is 1 1. Okay, so if you choose 3 bits, you can easily divide it into 8 parts. Okay, so this is the main concept here. Okay, so what is the meaning, actual meaning of it is, when you are fixing, or if you are choosing 2 bits, you are actually able to divide it into 4 parts, 1 2 3 4. When you're choosing 1 bit, you're able to divide it into two parts. Okay, so remember the previous example. If I choose or fix k bits, how this is actually 2 raised to power 1 here, 2 raised to power 2 here, and I can say this one as 2 raised to power k parts. Okay, so if I choose k bits, I will be able to divide the whole address space into key parts, 2 raised to power key parts. It is as simple as that. Okay, so now understand this. It's a very important concept here that you may have seen. It will also come in your operating system. So the operating system follows the same concept that I'm telling you here. It will be in your paging part. Okay, so it is following the same concept here. So now understand this. It's a very important concept now. Okay, so if you understand it, if you have any doubt, just let me know. Okay, so now I'll make it more clear now. Okay, so now what exactly is the meaning of suppose I'll take a space. Okay, so I'll take this space. This space is referred to as n. Okay, so what is the meaning? This is an n bit space. Okay, so suppose if I choose k bits, the remaining space will be n minus k. Okay, so I'll take a particular example. You will understand it more clearly. So suppose this space I'm referring to is this one 3-bit space. Okay, this one. So actually now how many bits are there? So this is your 3-bit space. Okay, so now understand this, that there is something called a bit field. Okay, so in CN I will talk everything about in the form of a bit field. Okay, so now what is the meaning of it? That if I represent here, if I write here 3 bits, it actually means that the total number that is contained in this space is 2 raised to power 3. Okay, 2 raised to power 3 means actually it containing 8 total combinations, but it is represented by only this part that is referred to as a bit field. Okay, so it is actually 3 bits. Now if I fix, now suppose if I fix 1 bit here. Okay, so if I fix 1 bit here, now the total bits are 3, 1 bit is fixed, the remaining bit is 2. Okay, so you already know it. Okay, so now this particular thing is referred to as, in terms of, now understand this point. I'll say that when you are fixing 1 bit, you already know when you're fixing 1 bit, you're able to divide it into 2 raised to power 1 parts. Okay, so this is denoting a part. So this particular bit, because if you fix 2 bits, it will be 2 raised to power 2 parts. You already know this. Okay, so if you are here fixing 1 bit, you're able to divide it into 2 raised to power 2 parts, and this particular bit explain you about the size of each part. Size of each part is 2 bits. Size of each part is 2 bits. It means size of each part is 2 raised to power 2, that is 4 bits. Okay, so understand this. This is referred to as a address field. Okay, so in this address field you do not write the combination as it is. You will always write the number of bits. Okay, so if you want to find the total combination, you have to take it out and write 2 raised to power something. Okay, so now understand this example. Now I have taken this example. So this is your address space. Okay, so it is actually 2 raised to power 3 address space. So it means 3 is represented by in this particular address field. It means it contains total 8 combinations. Okay, so understand this. It contains total 8 combinations here. So the combinations are 0, 0, 0, 0. Everything is this. Okay. Now out of these combinations, I have fixed 1 bit. Okay, so if I am fixing 1 bit, so understand this point. If I am fixing 1 bit, I will be able to divide this into 2 parts. First part will, the first bit part will contain zeros and the next bit part will contain ones. It's as simple as that. Okay. So now I'm telling you that every part contains 2 raised to power 2 combinations, that is 4 combinations. Okay. So understand this particular is the first part. This is your first part, and this first part contains 4 combinations and the second part contains 4 combinations. Okay, that this is how it is telling you about this. Okay, so if I'm choosing k bits, it means I will be able to divide it into 2 raised to power k parts, and each part has a size of 2 raised to power n minus k. Okay, so that is understand where the total combination is 2 raised to power n. Okay, so when you are writing this in the form of this is referred to as your bit field, bit field. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now I will talk in terms of networking. Okay, so now what is the meaning of this? If this particular k, if I'm taking the same example here, so what is the meaning of this? So in network part, okay, so this is your total addresses that are possible, that is n bits. N bits you can get 2 raised to power n combinations. So that will be in this particular regard in terms of Cn. I'm talking now in terms of Cn. So here, if n is given as the total bits here, total bit address space of the total bits of the total bits of the address space, it is referred to as total IP addresses. Okay, total IP addresses that are possible here. It is given as n bits here, so it is 2 raised to power n total IP addresses are possible. Out of which, suppose you have reserved k bits, and n minus k will be this. Okay, so if you reserve this bit, it means two total networks. Total networks that are possible is 2 raised to power k, and size of each network is 2 raised to power n minus k. It is as simple as that. Okay. So now the first network, now this particular address space. Now I'm talking about IP addressing. Now IP is a part of network layer. Keep that in mind. I'm now in your layer 3 architecture. I know SI, I'm in your network layer. Okay, so now understand this point. Now in IP addressing, this particular bit field or this total has how many bits here? It is 32. Okay, so it means 2 raised to power 32 total IP addresses are possible. Total IP addresses. Okay, so when we have firstly made the network, that is referred to as ARPANET. Okay, so this is the first working internet connection, ARPANET. Okay, so when we have made this first particular combination, so we divided this particular combination into 4 parts. Okay, so every part is of 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits. Okay, the first particular part is referred to as the network ID. The remaining part was referred to as a host ID. Okay, so because we are just starting the network, so there is no actual classification or anything like that. So we just divide the first particular part into a network ID and the remaining part as host ID. Now, what is the meaning of it? Okay, so by network ID, you can say, because there are 8 bits, we can get how many networks? 2 raised to power 8 networks. Okay, so I think it is 2 raised to power 8 networks is 256, I think. Okay, 256 networks. Okay, so now I have to find the size of each host. So if you understand this, this is your k bit and this is your n minus k. Okay, so what is n here? N was 32. So what is k here? K, you have chosen 8 bits and the remaining part is 32 minus 8 will be 24. Okay, so size of each network is referred to as 2 raised to power 24, which is approximately 16 million. Okay, so it means that one network contains total 16 million IP addresses. Okay, so if I buy only one network, I will get 16 million IP addresses. Okay, so you actually, a common user or a company, do not need that. Okay, so another companies like NASA, another private companies or government contractors like NASA and Pentagon, they might need this many networks, these many IP addresses, but we do not need. Okay, so for consumer purposes, we do not need it. So that is why. Wait a second. That is why we came to something called classful addressing. Okay, so everybody does not need 16 million IP addresses. Some but may need only 1, 2, 4, 100 IP addresses, but everybody does not need 16 million IP addresses. So that is why we divided the network into classes. Okay, so if you need less network, you can go to like class C. If you need more network, you can go to class B or class A. So that is how it is meant to be. Okay, so that is why we go for something called a classful addressing. Okay, so now in this classful addressing, again it is divided based on the same thing. How? So suppose you already know there are only 32 bits here. Okay, so you already know it. Total 32 bits. I'm denoting this as this one. So total IP addresses that are possible with 32 bits is actually 2 raised to power 32 IP addresses that are possible. Okay, so now what I do, I'm choosing one bit to fix. Okay, so I'm fixing one bit here. Okay, so when I fix one bit here, it will be again divided into two parts. The first part will contain zeros and the next part will contain ones. Okay, so you already know. Okay, so 32 bits, out of these 32 bits, if I'm fixing one bit, I will be able to divide it into 2 raised to power 1 part. Okay, so now the size of each part, now what is the size of each part? If I'm fixing one bit here, it is 31. The size of each part is 31, so the size of each part here will be 2 raised to power 31 here and 2 raised to power 31 here. Okay, so again, now understand this particular point. Now I am standing at here. Okay, so now in this particular point, my address space, what is my address space here? So because the total addresses that are available here is 31, so my address space in this particular case becomes the total, that is 31 here. Again, out of these 31, I'm again fixing one bit here. Okay, if I fix one bit here it will be one bit, the remaining part is 30. Okay, so if I am again fixing one bit here, I may be able to divide it into again two parts, where first bit is already fixed, that is 1 1. I am not changing it. First bit is already fixed. Now the second bit I can this will be 1 0 1 0. That will contain, second bit will contain zeros here and second bit here contain ones here. Okay, so again, what is the total addresses that are available in this space? That is 2 raised to power 30 here, because the remaining size of each part, that is 2 raised to power 30 here. Okay, in the similar way, again I am again dividing this particular part into similarly in this part. So now to check this, the total addresses that are available here is 30. Okay, so I'm writing is as 30. I'm again fixing one bit here, the remaining will be 29. So understand this. This particular part 1 1 is fixed. I cannot change 1 1, but I'm fixing the third bit now. Okay, if I'm fixing the third bit now, I will again be able to divide this part into two parts. first part will contain at the third bit, it will contain 0 0, and here it will contain 1 1. Okay, so understand this point. Now again, what is the size of it? The size of it will be 2 raised to power 29, and the size of it will be 2 raised to power 29. Okay, so now this is by, I think it's my last one. So again, I divided it into the similar way that I've divided here. So I'll again take this one and divide it into two parts. Now what are the bits here? The bits that will be here, it is 1 1 1 1 1 1. So again, I'm dividing into two parts. So it will be 0 here and 1 1 1 here. Okay, so these four bits are fixed now, and again the size will be 2 raised to power 28 here and 2 raised to power 28 here. Okay, now how can you identify the class? Now this is referred to as your class A addresses, this is referred to as your class B addresses, this is referred to as your class C addresses, this is referred to as, sorry, class C. This is referred to as class D, and this is referred to as class E. So total there are four classes. Okay, class A, sorry, five classes: B, C, D, and E. Okay, so now from this I definitely know two things. Okay, the first thing is class A contains how many total addresses? 2 raised to power 31. Class B contains 2 raised to power 30 total IP addresses. Class C contains 2 raised to power 29 total IP addresses. Class D contains 2 raised to power 28, and Class E also contains 2 raised to power 28 IP addresses. Okay, so what are the bit fixed in every case? The bit that are fixed in class A is 0, class B it is 1 0, class C it is 1 1 0, class D it is 1 1 1, sorry, 1 1 1 0, and class E it is 1 1 1 1. Okay, so these two things I came to know from this diagram that it is available. Okay, now you can just go ahead and derive the range of classes. Okay, so this is if you know what is the example of IP address, it is the example of IP address. All this is also known as dotted decimal notation. Okay, so dotted, this is represented in decimal. Okay, so that is why it is also referred to as dotted decimal notation. Okay, so now I'll derive the range of class A. What are the two things I know? First thing is it contains 2 raised to power 31 IP addresses. Another thing is that out of the 32 bits that are totally available, first bit is fixed. First bit is fixed as 0. Okay. So in this network ID part, this class A part, the first octet is referred to as network ID. The remaining octets are referred to as host ID. Okay, so it is again very similar to your ARPANET. Okay, so only difference here is one bit is fixed. Okay, so out of 8 bits, one bit is fixed. Okay, one bit is fixed. I cannot do anything about it, so I can change only remaining 7 bits. Okay, so with the 7 bits, how many combinations I can get 7 bits, I can get total 2 raised to power 7 combinations. Okay, so when you're getting 2 raised to power 7 combination, it means you will be able to get a 128 addresses, I think. Yeah, 1 2 4 8 16 32 64 128. So it is 8 bits. I think you will be able to get, let me, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So total 64 networks you can get. Total 64 networks. I think I made a mistake in the previous one. In ARPANET, I think. Just wait a second. 2 raised to power 8 is 128, I think. Yeah. No. 2 raised to power 8 is 256. No. 2 raised to power 7 should be 128. Yeah, I think it should be 128. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 2 raised to power 7 is 128 network. So I'm confusing this with different thing. Okay, 2 to the 4 to the 8 to the 16 to the 20, 16 to the 32 to the 64 to the yeah. So it will be your 128 networks. And what is the size of each network? Okay, so each network size is given by the remaining host networks, host ID. Okay, so each network has each network size is what is the remaining bit here? That is 24 bits. Okay, so every network is of 2 raised to power 24, that is 16 million. Okay, so if you find it out, you can also get to this IP address. How? So suppose I am saying that each network is containing 16 million or 2 raised to power 24 IP addresses. So I'll say one network contains 2 raised to power 24 IP addresses. And how many networks are there? 2 raised to power 7 networks are there. How many IP addresses 2 raised to power 7 network contains? So you multiply by it and you will again get the total IP addresses, that is 2 raised to power 31. So that is what I have started with. Okay. So now in this particular thing, I want to tell you that if you find out the range here, so you already know. So 8 bits is available for network ID part. Okay, so out of which one first bit is fixed, so 00 is fixed. The remaining bit is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you start with it. So first network will be given as the number, that is the first network will be given as 0. So this bit is fixed here. The second network will be given as the number 1. Third network will be given as the number 2. Okay, so because 0 is fixed, you cannot do anything about it, so you can go till end. Okay, so you can find out the number. So till end you can get to maximum. If you put all ones, you can get to the maximum number. Okay, so if you find it out, it is, if you convert it into decimal, it will be 127. Okay, so your class A range is from 0 to 127, out of which zeroth network is not used. It is reserved for something called any network or this network. Okay, so this particular is not usable, and 127 is also not usable. Okay, so this 127 address is reserved for something called loop back address. Okay, so loop back address means when you want to check your PC is working correct, or your interface, network interface is working correctly or not, you will use this. Okay, so I'll show you. You go to your CMD, you can use ping the loop back. Okay, so what is loop back? 127.0.0. Okay, so if you're seeing here, you're getting a reply. It means you are what it happens that the packet travels to router, and the router again transmit the same packets to your network interface card. If you have any problem in your network interface card, you will see that the lost percentage here will be 100%. Okay, so the loopback address is just used for checking your NIC is working correctly or not. Okay, so the valid range for class A network, the valid range for class A network is 1 to 126. Okay, so keep that in mind. Another. Now class B. Two things I already know about class B is the total addresses are 2 raised to power 30 and the bits that are reserved is 10. Okay, so total address is 2 raised to power 30 and here the bit reserved is 10. Okay, so here two part is network ID, two part is host ID. Okay, so keep that in mind. It means your network ID part now have 2 octets and your host ID part has 2 octet in case of your class B addresses. Okay, so what is the meaning of it? So out of here it will be 16 bits, here it will be 16 bits. So out of 16 bit, 2 bits are reserved here. Okay, so you cannot do anything about 10. So only 14 bits are usable. Okay, so total networks that you can form is 2 raised to power 14. 2 raised to power 14. Okay, so each network has a size of 2 raised to power 16. That is this one. So host ID part. Okay, so again get the same number by totaling the IP addresses. Okay, so if you want to find the range, so you find the range. So here it is 16, so I'm fixing one bit here, so this will be 10 and the remaining 6 bits here. So first will be 1 2 3 4 5 6, and again the next bit is also, there is nothing fixed here, so it can vary from 0 0 anything. Okay, so here I am concerned with the first octet only. So I'll tell you, if you find the range of it, the maximum range is, if you take a look at it, it will, the second network number will be, so the first network number is 128. If you're seeing here, second is 129. And in this way, because these two bits are fixed, maximum you can get is, you just convert this into a decimal number, it will be 191. Okay, in a similar way, the second octet. Okay, what is the second octet? The first number here will be 0, and second number that is possible here will be 1. Okay, so the third number or the maximum number that is possible is all 8 ones, so it will be 255. Okay, so the valid range of class B addresses will be 128, sorry, 128.0 till 128.255, sorry, for till 191.255. So actually I'm not concerned with the second octet. So the range is only based on the first octet. Okay, so you can forget about it. So the valid range is given as 128 to 191. Okay, so by just looking at the first octet, you can get to know that what actually is your. Okay, just wait a second. Okay, so I'm only concerned with the first octet, so that is why I'm only writing the range of the first octet, that is 128 to till 199, 191. Okay, so you do not write the range of 0 to 255. That does not concern me. Okay, so by just looking at the first octet, you may be able to know that what actually is this particular address belongs to. Okay, so mostly this kind of IP addresses, like banks and your railways, they take these kind of ranges of IP addresses because they require many IPs in this particular case. Okay, so now the class C is again based on the same thing. Two things I know about class C, that it is 2 raised to power 29 IP addresses total, and the bit that are fixed is 110. Okay, so total in this particular case, first 24 bits are reserved for network ID part. Okay, sorry, the bit that is reserved here is 110. So here 24 bits are reserved for network ID part. The last 8 bits is reserved for host ID part. Okay, so you can just again find it out. What will be the total networks here will be just 24 minus 3, because you cannot do about these 3 bits. You cannot do anything about these 3 bits. So it will be, total networks will be 2 raised to power 20 minus 24 minus 3 will be 21, I think. Yeah, so total networks and size of each network will be 2 raised to power 8. Okay, so size of each network will be this. Okay, so if you want total IP addresses, you multiply it to 221 into 8, you will get 225. That is total IP addresses. Okay, so if you find out the range, the I am only concerned with the first octet. So in first octet it will be 5, 1, 2, 3, 8. 8 bits are there. Octet means 8. Okay, so 8 bits are here. Now what you do is you go there. Now you just write the numbers here. So what can you get with these 5 bits? So this is already fixed. I think the range, it will start from the 192. So convert this into 192, and 110 is already fixed, and you can maximum go towards these all ones. Okay, so what will be the number here? It is 223. Okay, the valid range of class C network will be 192 to 223. Okay, in the similar way, your class D will also be find it out. Now in class D, there is no network ID part or host ID part. Okay, so it does not work like that. Okay, so basically this class D is referred for, it is particularly reserved for something called multicasting. Okay, so it is just left like it. So what actually was the total number of networks here? It was 2 to the power 28. And what actually is the fixed bit? It is 1110. Okay, so you can find the remaining bit here. So it is 0000. Convert it into decimal, you will get 224, and you will just add 31 with 224, you will get 239. Okay, so this is how the valid range of 224 to 239 of class D addresses. In the similar way, the class E addresses is again based on the same thing. I think it was again 2 raised to power 28 and 1111, and the remaining bits are here. Okay, so you can easily see for it yourself that it will be 240, and the maximum you can get out of it is, if you're making all these as one, it will be 255. Okay, so the range of class E network is 2 raised to power 240 to 255. Okay, so now there is something called private IP. So it's very important. So some books don't mention it. So private IP is that in every class there is some IP addresses that is left for a private use. Okay, so just remember the range because it's very important. Some of the examination ask this range. Okay, so it is 192.190.0 till, so this is your class C private IP range. Okay, so total addresses will be 65536 IPs. Another range is 172. This is, I think, class B1, 172.31.255.255. This is 1048. These IPs, these many IPs that are available. The third range is in your class A, I think, 10.0.0.0. So it is very high. 10.255.255.255. Okay, so just remember the range, it's very important. 16.777.216 IPs. Okay, so in many examination this particular range is asked. Okay, so that is why I've written. So if I conclude it, there are class A, class B, class C, class D, class E. Okay, so in these classes, total IP addresses, what are the total IP addresses here? Class A, it was 231, so we already find it out. It was 230, 229, and these two have the same IP addresses. Okay, now I have to find the size, total networks that are available. So total networks in class A, if you scroll it out here, 1 bit was fixed. So if 1 bit was fixed, so network ID part is only 8 bits, so it will be 2 raised to power 7 minus 2 addresses. So that I tell you, for the 0th address is reserved for something, and 127 is reserved for loopback. So total network address, that total networks that are possible is 2 raised to power 7 minus 2. Another in this particular range, it's a class B, so 16 bits are reserved for network ID part, out of which 2 bits are already fixed. So 16 minus 2 is 14. So 2 raised to power 14 networks are possible. In this, it is a class C address. So in class C, total 24 bits are available, out of 3 bits are reserved. So total networks are 2 raised to power 21. So there is no network ID and host ID part division. So there is no networks attached to class D and E. Okay. So again, I can ask number of IP addresses per network. So till we have done this, number of IP addresses per network. So in class A, the what are the host ID bit part? The class A, the host ID bit part is 24 bits. So you can say it is 24. What is the host ID part bit of class B? It is 16 bits. So you can say 2 raised to power 16. And what is the host ID part of class C? It was only 8. So you can say 2 raised to power 8 bits. Okay. So again, I am not talking about anything about the hosts, number of hosts that is present in each network. Okay. So I'll talk about the number of hosts in the next one, because there are some things that are there in this every particular IP here. Okay. So till here, if you don't understand anything, just let me know, or you can ask me anytime. Okay. So thank you. That's enough for today. If you have any doubt, you